Paymon who?
Mata Heyday.
Paymon Lata Heyday. Who is he?
Never paid taxes in 30 years. Fought the U.S. tax court and won.
See, I believe our rights come from God, not from government.
Okay, welcome everybody to Freedom Law School's Freedom Hour. I am out of town. This is Paymon Motahede, the president of Freedom Law School. That's freedomlawschool.org. And in this presentation, I'm going to talk about how the stars have lined up for American people to get our country back, restore freedom, and restore prosperity in America. This is something I've been waiting for over 30 years to happen. Because, the way they do all the criminality in America, where the government doesn't represent us, is with our tax dollars. We have been duped to work hard and pay for our own enslavement, our own destruction. I figured this is a good opportunity to explain to you the stuff, how this really is going to be happening. So I'm doing a little long business. I want to need help from my IT people who are actually remote. They're not here. To bring me the slide presentations in a minute. Go ahead and put it, guys, so I can show you why the timing is right, why we are able to, at this point, make the great leap and take America back. Because all the elements are lined up. Let me tell you basically what it is. Then I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you again. First of all, the income tax system is based upon fundamentally two things. One is the American people's belief that the federal government is there for them, works for them, works for their interests. That's number one. Okay? And that's not happening anymore, and people are seeing that. Number two is the fact that most Americans have income tax stolen from their paycheck and payroll taxes by their employer. And now they have to file a 10 for income tax slavery form to get a little bit of that back. Well, guess what? We're able to stop income tax withholding from everybody's paycheck for free on our website, freedomlawschool.org. How to do it legally and safely, properly for every one of you. And thirdly, we're helping employers to stop stealing from the employees' paychecks, income tax withholding, income tax, payroll tax withholding, or matching FICA payroll taxes. All of that, we're helping employers to do that. Now you can do all this on your own for free, or you can get together with like-minded Americans and guarantee each other's protection by working together like America's founding fathers did. So, but that's only one part. The bigger part is that American people are seeing the government does not represent them anymore. So let's take a look at the Biden administration, right? Here's the headline. Illegal border crossers total over 10 million people since Biden inauguration. That total number is greater than the individual populations of 41 of the America's 50 United States. To overrun America with a bunch of immigrants who live off government handouts for the housing, for food, okay, and so they're going to vote for Democratic Party, which is practically the Communist Party USA now, right? So that's what we had going on during the Biden administration. And then what we had also, the government doesn't work for us. Ray Epps is just one of the many FBI informants and undercover agents, okay, agent provocateurs who have led the first January 6th event. The media calls it an attack, but it was just an event that they set up so now they can make you, the patriots, be the bad guys to try to put you in prison and shut you up for being a patriot. Don't speak up. Shut up and do as we tell you. This is a comms entity. We'll come after you. The DOJ will come after you for treason, for conspiracy, for sedition, try to overthrow the U.S. government just because you walk peacefully with a bunch of fellow Americans to the House of Representatives, the U.S. Capitol, where it belongs to you, the people, to begin with. No longer, they say. You get into the House when we tell you. That's their attitude, right? You all saw that. And then how about the LGBTQ madness and all this surgery and chemical damage to children? Thousands of children were chemically and surgically mutilated and damaged because they could miss them there in the wrong body. So now they got to change it and fix it, supposedly. Okay? They call that gender affirming care, but it's the opposite. It's destruction and destroying that child's life. Right? That was all pushed on all of us during the Biden communist satanic regime. And then we had what? The corona hoax lockdowns. Over 60% of businesses closed during the pandemic will never reopen. Scores of you were in states where you cannot go to work because you might pass the virus to somebody else and kill them, right? You lost huge because you didn't have a job. You had no wages. How are you supposed to pay rent? How are you supposed to pay for food, for electricity, for car insurance, everything else, right? We went through the whole nonsense, and it was pushed upon us by the whole establishment, Democrat and Republican. Look at this video for 30 seconds. 3 former presidents, Clinton, Bush, and Obama, all pushing
our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These vaccines will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
Yeah. Science is clear, they claim, right? Safe and effective to save your life, right? And turn out it was all lies. We don't exactly know how many hundreds of thousands or millions died suddenly, many of them, some of them in days or weeks later, or got totally jacked up, messed up, because they took the bioweapon through propaganda and forcing and all manipulations of all sorts that turned out it was no good and harmful because it was never tested to begin with. And if you want to talk about this, guess what they did? They censored you. Here it is, the owner of Facebook, Zuckerberg, saying that the White House of Biden pressured Facebook to censor some COVID-19 content during the so-called pandemic, the phony pandemic. All right, there was no such thing, right? Flu, there was no more flu because anybody died of flu, dying of cancer, or anything else that the doctors thought might be COVID, they wrote the cause of death as COVID. They had these phony tests that claim that to show that you have the virus in your body, the antibodies. So with all of this, you could not even speak about it publicly. They shut you down on all the major platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which became X. Yeah, and then what else? There's more. People saw all these lies and corruption came out. Okay? Twitter, again, is another one of the platforms that was involved in all of this censorship that you see on the screen. Okay? Now we get to the situation with the Epstein files, right? What have they done? These billionaires, no, they didn't just have sex with underage girls. No, they had sex with under 12 girls. Okay, I'm not even showing you, if you look at them, they've done torture and worse things. Yes. And even allegations of possibly even eating people, eating babies. I mean, this is just horrific stuff that you think would be the first thing on the agenda of our government, of, by, and for really people to look into. And President Trump promised to open up the Epstein files to see what's in them, who are the people named in them, and put them behind bars. But guess what? He refused to do so even after Congress passed a near unanimous law that Trump himself was forced to sign Then he will release only half of the files. Many of them were blacked out, and then the other half he didn't even give. Why? Why did Trump not release the Epstein files? Well, apparently he told that to former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. And here's what she said Trump told her.
President Trump is yelling at me. The White House is putting pressure on Nancy Mace. They take Lauren Boebert in a skiff. I don't even know what they said to her in there. They are attacking Thomas Massie, nonstop attacking Thomas Massie. And then one day I get a phone call from the president in September, and he is so mad at me. And he's yelling at me, and he's angry at me, and the fact that he's like, you're supporting Rand Paul Jr., and he's chewing me out for signing my name on Thomas Massie's discharge petition to release the Epstein files. And I'm trying to tell him, Mr. President, they say you did nothing wrong. Right. This needs to come out. Right. And so we're having this argument, and he tells me on this phone call, he's like, Marjorie, my friends will get hurt.
That's it. That's it. I mean, that is it. Obviously, that's it. Because they're all in here. Imagine the phone calls. It's everyone. It's every single person is on this freaking list. They're all there. Every billionaire, heads of state, Larry Summers, Peter Thiel. They're all in there.
Yep. They're all in there, folks. Okay? And if Trump is all innocent, why is he not releasing all the files? Well, obviously, because clearly his friends are there, the people that put him in place, okay? And very likely himself, I see an email of him having sex with underage girls, okay? Email talking about him doing that. So if that got slipped out somehow, whoops, forgot to censor that. I don't have that in front of you right now, but you can look it up, Epstein files online on X. There's a lot on that you can verify for yourself. And then, who is paying for our politicians to get elected? We found out there is the American-Israeli Political Action Committee, which is a lobby for a foreign country called Israel. And they're not registered by law as required as the agent of a foreign country under FARA, Foreign Agent Registration Act, FARA. Because they're so powerful, these Zionist billionaires, they just flout the law. And they have given so much money to own our politicians. Look at Trump himself at APAC, trackapac.com website. You can see Trump himself over $230 million received that we know of. There's probably more from Zionist billionaires, okay? Vice President Vance, $167,000. That's small, actually, okay? These are just people in the cabinets, okay? And heads of Congress, all these guys got paid to represent who? Not you, by a foreign country, right? Israel. And what's going on with that money? Well, it's going to military for all these enemies. Oh, the boogeyman. Who's going to come across the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean or to Canada and Mexico and attack the United States? Who? Who's got the money, power, interest to do that? Who got the ability to do that? Nobody. Nobody has the ability to come and do that. It's just a bunch of baloney they tell you to say, oh, the bad Iranians, the Arabs, the Muslims, the Chinese, the Russians. It's all propaganda, folks. They're playing with your heart, okay? Controlling your mind to go for all that. So what happens? Let's go back on screen, guys. This is the audit of Pentagon, okay? This was done, came out of in 1990s in this video. Okay, back then, look how much money was wasted in Pentagon. That will shock you on military spending. Let's make it big.
Rumsfeld promised change, but the next day, the world changed. And in the rush to fund the war on terrorism, the war on waste seems to have been forgotten.
My 03 budget calls for more than $48 billion in new defense spending.
More money for the Pentagon when its own auditors admit the military cannot account for 25% of what it already spends.
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
$2.3 trillion with a T. That's $8,000 for every man, woman, and child in America. To understand how the Pentagon can lose track of trillions, consider the case of one military account.
That's good enough, guys. You saw it. Let's go back out of the screen, guys. Yeah, imagine, folks. That was back in 1990s money. over $2.3 trillion, one out of every $4, they had no idea where it went. No idea. And now they want the military budget, which is not defense, obviously, it's offense budget, right? Now they want to spend $1.5 trillion of your hard-earned money. Inflation is far higher than your wage increases. Inflation is much more than your business income going up. Businesses are going bankrupt. Employers are laying off people, not giving the workers pay raises. Close to 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. $1.5 trillion they want to spend on corruption, waste of the military, okay, while you go poor. Let's go back to the chart, guys. Does your interest matter? So this is all becoming more and more clear. But now it's going to get worse even. Now what's coming up is, talk about the budget, $1.5 trillion budget they want to propose. That was April this year. Yeah. And we have this war with Iran. What for? Oh, because Iran didn't say death to America. So what? So what? People say death to everybody else all the time. Wars don't hurt you. Bombs from airplanes, they're hurt. They kill people. Okay? Because they're mad. Because in 1953, U.S. government, to protect the interests of the British oil companies, did Project Ajax. And the CIA got rid of Iran's democratically elected government prime minister Mossadegh and brought the king of Iran, Shah, the dictator. Yes, that's how far we go back. The U.S. keeps meddling into Iran for many, many decades. They just want to be just left alone. So what do? Twice we have gotten into war, not for America, but on behalf of Israel. Because Mary and Sheldon Adelson, for over $200 million, funded Trump getting elected. Okay? And what else are they doing? They got rid of Thomas Massie. They spent close to $30 million to unseat the very best constitutional, freedom-loving congressman. Always for the people. He's so much for the people and honest that he's the one congressman that lobbyists never bothered visiting him in Washington, D.C. That's right, never. You can't buy him off. He lives by its oath to uphold the Constitution and that he works for you, the American people. Yet Trump and his ass billionaires attacked him to get rid of him. I believe they cheated him out, by the way. That's another story, though. So we don't have even a right to control people. I mean, to vote people into office that represent you, the American people. No. Anybody like Thomas Massie that works for you, the American people, takes that oath seriously? Gotta get rid of him. Gotta get corrupt people that work for the powerful Israeli Zionist billionaire, Israeli lobby, and other banks, corporations of all sorts, right, that buy out the politicians. You're not corrupt? Don't even apply. If you apply, we'll get rid of you like we did Thomas Massie. Guess what? It's the same situation we had in America 250 years ago. That's why the Founding Fathers stopped giving 3% T-tax to that corrupt King George of England. Instead, took some of that money and gave it to George Washington and Company. And that's what's going on in America today. We're in the process. These people recognize that. We want to restore freedom in America. And we'll show you how to never again voluntarily pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely and with a guarantee if you want. And all you got to do is seek the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Okay? All you got to do is in your mind, during the tax strike like it's 1776, like Founding Fathers did 250 years ago. Because based on the U.S. government's official legal websites, no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income and pay off taxes. That's right. And people are waking up. All you gotta do is go on the right here on our website, third tab, for self-tax withholding, click on that, and everything is there. How to stop income tax withholding from your paycheck legally and safely for free. Yes, it's all there. The petitions, how to do it, all three right here. Instructions are how to do it in video, in writing. So, folks, You don't have to be a slave anymore. All you have to do is to follow the law as found in official legal websites of the U.S. government itself. No tax attorney. No. The official legal websites of the U.S. government itself. We're going to force these guys to follow the law, follow the Constitution, and we are taking support of these crooks, right? We wish we got given more to the super PAC that supported Massey, Thomas Massey. We need to increase that. Freedom laws is what we need to do. That's right. And elect good people in office that represent you, the American people, right? And let's not forget, you need that money that belongs to you. It's your hard-earned money back in your pocket. Pay off your bills. Have a little savings. Be able to fix your car. Get a new furniture you need to get. Or a new car. Whatever it is. It's your money. You don't have to keep up with inflation. So you can have the life you want and not pay for all the corruption and waste out there. And remember, go through the 7 steps on our website. It is there for free. You can do it if you want to. Or join our Restore Freedom Plan. You got to stop following those 10 for income tax slavery forms. You are not a slave. I'll be IRS to put the rope of 1040 form around your neck and give it to the IRS to pull and hang you with. No, you stop doing that. Because whenever you sign a 1040 form, you are saying under oath that you owe the IRS money. That's how you give the IRS the power to rape you, put you in jail, take your money, because you were deceived. That, oh, it's innocent little form. Oh, my lovely government that represents me. Apple pie and flag. Oh, yeah. That's what it deceives you to believe. No, it's a rope. Also, you need to learn that Iris is a Wizard of Oz. The same major media that lied to you for decades, as you see, and I'll show you some of them, lied to you about the Irish media. This powerful entity will eat you alive if you don't file income tax. Whoa, be scared. I'm the IRS. Oh. But they're actually a bunch of incompetent, lazy people that don't know what the hell they're doing. They're confused because they brainwashed you in your life to be afraid of the IRS, to panic. They tell you to file early, pay your taxes, right? You got to deprogram yourself and realize that the IRS operates on deception and bluff. This is one of the most exciting and liberating part of our website is step 3 on realizing how much power you really have. Do you accept being a slave? And you say, okay, I'm just afraid. I'm just going to go along. So I'm going to watch football and baseball and parties and hot dogs and fishing and boating and dancing and partying. You know, is that what you want to be? That's it? Or you want to be free and prosperous? Okay? And be able to pay off your bills, have savings, and take care of your children the way you want to. If you do, go to freedomosque.org and educate yourself, and let's together have you be free, have America be a free country once again.